I think there's a lot of predispositions of corporate is dry and corporate is boring, but the reality is corporate's really interesting. You get to learn a lot of different things, whether it's navigating cross-functional departments, learning how to collaborate with different teams across
Mhm.
multiple lines of the business, et cetera. So you learn a ton really quick. It's also really stable, right? So there's no real risk. You want to grow 1 or 2%. So you could spend the next week growing that 1 or 2%. With startups, very different environment. You have to act almost all day, every day with the intention of delivering value for the business because the reality is that if you don't work, if you don't deliver value, you can go under. And that's a real risk. And so you have to work a lot harder, but it's also a hell of a lot of fun, right? You're pushing the boundaries instead of trying to get 1 or 2% on top line revenue. You're trying to go get 100%, 200%, 300%. So you think about things much differently. You think about it more holistically, and it's just a completely different mindset. And the people you're working with are completely different mindset too, right? They're willing to take risks. They're willing to go out there and fail, but learn from it and grow. And so when I first took into the startup world, I was just blown away by how differently they approach problems and how differently they approach risk and how risk was okay. And as long as you failed, but you learned something from it, that's all that mattered. And so it was a
Right.
super interesting dichotomy of those two experiences. But I would say I wouldn't change it any other way. You have the organizational side that you learn a lot there, but then you
Mhm.
learn to think on your feet. And so when you combine those two and be able to operate under pressure, that's where you can really start to succeed.